8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news, edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Indrani Senanayake. The headlines. President Ranil Wickremesinghe urges global unity to address escalating Israel-Hamas conflict. The President attends the Image Expo 2023 exhibition. The Professional Youth Association of the United National Party says that it is a timely need for diplomatic-level international relations put in place by the President to be highlighted. Tenders have been called for the supply of 200 electric buses. In foreign news, pro-Palestinian march draws thousands in London with protests across the UK. President Ranil Wickremesinghe delivered a speech at the dinner hosted by the geopolitical cartographer and international research foundation specializing in the Indian Ocean under the theme Emerging New Order in the Indian Ocean Region at the Colombo City Centre yesterday, addressing the ongoing conflict between Hamas and Israel. In his speech, he emphasized the importance of the current situation and its potential impact on the global order. President Wickremesinghe began by discussing how the conflict had unfolded, with Hamas attacking Israel and the world's initial sympathies with Israel, including Sri Lanka, which traditionally supported Palestine. He highlighted the recent developments, including Israel's call for over 1 million people in Gaza to move to the south, drawing condemnation from various countries and organizations. America has announced its stand. Now we find that Israel has announced that over 1 million people in Gaza from North Gaza have to move to the south. Now this in turn has drawn condemnations not only from the UN, from the African countries, and even from some of the European countries. The President speculated about the motivations behind Israel's actions, suggesting that the bombing of Gaza aimed to eliminate tunnels where Hamas was hiding. He pondered the potential consequences if Israel found that Hamas had been responsible for a massacre, leading to an even greater crisis. President Ranil Wickremesinghe made his third appearance at the Image Expo 2023 exhibition hosted by Camera LK, held at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall in Colombo today. This event serves as a comprehensive showcase of cutting-edge technology from the world's foremost photography and videography brands, catering to both professional and hobbyists. Renowned photographer Dimitri Cruz and Tilena Kalutorge, who serve as Sony ambassadors, were honored by President Ranil Wickremesinghe during the event. Additionally, Mr. Laksita Karunaratne, a celebrated wildlife photographer, presented a captivating collection of his wildlife photographs to the President. The Professional Youth Association of the United National Party says that it is a timely need for diplomatic-level international relations put in place by President Ranil Wickremesinghe to be highlighted. Chairman of the association, Sumudu Kakulandara, said that they appreciate the dedication shown by the President to rescue the country from the economic crisis. He made these remarks while participating at a media briefing held at the party headquarters yesterday. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank Excelsior. Live the life you want.
We continue with local news. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that tenders have been called for the supply of 200 electric buses. Calling of these tenders will end on the 20th of this month. Measures have been taken to register electric three-wheelers. Therefore, the Motor Traffic Act should be amended. The ministry has planned to conduct an exhibition and a seminar in line with the World Transport Day, which falls on the 10th of November. The seminar will be held at the NSBM premises in Homagama until the 12th. Nearly 4 decades after India and Sri Lanka stopped a passenger ferry service, a high-speed passenger ferry service was launched today once again, connecting the two neighbouring countries. Accordingly, the Cheriyampani ferry service links Nagapattinam, Tamil Nadu with Kankesanture in the northern province of Sri Lanka. Cheriyampani departed Nagapattinam port towards Kankesanture with 50 passengers and 12 crew members under Captain Biju George this morning. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed gratitude after the passenger ferry service was resumed. In a video addressing, he said, "We are embarking on a new chapter in the diplomatic and economic relations between India and Sri Lanka. The launch of a ferry service between Nagapattinam and Kankesanture is an important milestone in strengthening our relations." That ends the local segment of news.
People's Bank Excelsior, a comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you. People's Bank Excelsior, for professionals who dare to dream.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Look at the main news story. More than 3,000 complaints have been received regarding severe child abuse and crimes against children under 18 years of age from January to June this year. These complaints have been received by the police and the Child and Women's Bureau island-wide. The police said that 10 children were assassinated. The Child and Women's Bureau also stated that 5 child abuse cases are being reported daily. It has been identified that this situation has escalated due to the misuse of social media. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
We now take a look at Watchlight. Passengers have complained that there is no proper train service for passengers travelling to Kalutara after office hours. This is an unfair situation for passengers who travel from Panudara to Kalutara on a daily basis. They request the relevant authorities to deploy more trains for the convenience of commuters on this route. This is for the attention of the General Manager of Railways and came to you in Watchlight. World News. The headlines. Pro-Palestinian march draws thousands in London with protests across the UK. Luton Airport fire. More than 16,000 customers contacted. Children among dead after strike in Gaza. Pro-Palestinian protests are taking place across the UK, including in London and Manchester. In London, thousands of people gathered outside the BBC's new broadcasting house, and more than 1,000 police officers have been deployed. Police warned that anyone showing support for Hamas, a proscribed terrorist organization, or deviating from the route would face arrest. It comes a week after Hamas launched an unprecedented attack on Israel. Fighters from the Palestinian militant group entered communities near the Gaza Strip, killing at least 1,300 people and took scores of hostages. Luton Airport says it has replied to almost 16,500 customer queries after a fire ripped through one of the car parks. Terminal Car Park 2 was severely damaged by the blaze on Tuesday. There were up to 1,500 cars in the structure when the blaze broke out, and many passengers have said they are still waiting to hear if their car has been damaged or destroyed. A spokesman for the airport said they were working hard to provide details. APCOA Parking, which manages the airport's car parks, is working with the airport to respond to customer queries. The car park suffered a significant structural collapse as a result of the fire. BBC Verify has confirmed women and young children were killed when a strike hit their vehicles as they were headed away from northern Gaza. Analysis of images from the scene show some of those who died were aged between 2 and 5. Israel has warned 1.1 million Palestinians living in northern Gaza to evacuate south, and thousands have been fleeing by vehicle or on foot. UN Chief Antonio Guterres said the call for a mass evacuation was extremely hazardous, and he urged humanitarian access. More than 1,300 people were killed in Israel last week when Hamas fighters crossed the border to attack civilians and soldiers. To end this bulletin of world news, the headlines again. Pro-Palestinian march draws thousands in London with protests across the UK. Luton Airport fire, more than 16,000 customers contacted. Children among dead after strike hits fleeing convoy in Gaza. That ends this bulletin of world news.
Development news.
Basnaika Lilamaya of the Ruhunu Katargama Devala, Dishan Vikramaratna Gunasekara says that the construction work of the children's ward at the Apeksha Hospital in Maharagama will be completed during the middle of next year. 150 billion rupees will be spent by the fund from the Devala. The construction work is being carried out by the Air Force. That was development news.
Sports news is brought to you by Shakti. Refresh your mind and body with Shakti Energy Drink. 350 rupees only. Available at island-wide leading groceries and supermarkets. Shakti. Taste the power.
On to sports news. Pakistan were all out for 191 runs in the 12th match of the World Championship Cricket Tournament played in Ahmedabad. In reply, India were 167 runs for 3 wickets at the end of the 25th over. That came to you in sports news.
Shakti. Refresh your mind and body with Shakti Energy Drink. 350 rupees only. Available at island-wide leading groceries and supermarkets. Shakti. Taste the power.
Go ekakthiyana youth ekat life ke change ekat niyamata set penna as wahagena dakapuina habe karanna youth ekat niyamata set penna friendship ekamenna.
The all-new NSB Itru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
In a joint effort to reinvigorate its tourism industry, the government has tabled a groundbreaking proposal for free tourist visas targeting visitors from 5 countries. The countries set to benefit from this potential visa waiver program are China, Russia, India, Thailand and Indonesia. The initiative, as outlined in a statement from the Tourism Ministry, seeks to draw a significant influx of tourists, positioning Sri Lanka as a leading global travel destination. That was business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekakthiyana youth ekat life ke change ekat niyamata set penna as wahagena dakapuina habe karanna youth ekat niyamata set penna friendship ekamenna.
The all-new NSB Itru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
We now take a look at economic news. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has proposed the setting up of a joint economic council with the United Arab Emirates to promote trade and investment cooperation between the two countries. The suggestion was made when the UAE Minister of State called on the Prime Minister temporarily recently. The UAE Minister agreed that official negotiations should commence soon to finalize the cooperation of economic partnership agreement for enhancing economic ties, as there is immense potential in the trade, energy and tourism sectors, as well as an increase in investments in renewable energy projects in Sri Lanka. That was economic news.
Weather report.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. Showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island after 2 p.m. Fairly heavy showers of about 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Uva, Central, Sabaragamu, Eastern and the North Central provinces. A few showers may occur in coastal areas of the Western and Southern provinces during the morning hours. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Central, Sabaragamu and Uva provinces during the morning. To end tonight's news brought the headlines again. President Ranil Wickremesinghe urges global unity to address escalating Israel-Hamas conflict. The President attends the Image Expo 2023 exhibition. The Professional Youth Association of the United National Party says that it is a timely need for diplomatic-level international relations put in place by the President to be highlighted. Tenders have been called for the supply of 200 electric buses. In foreign news, pro-Palestinian march draws thousands in London with protests across the UK. That ends tonight's news broadcast. The time is exactly 9 o'clock. This is Radio Sri Lanka.